Hello everybody, Boodlyneck here. It's time for another Mods of the Week. This week's shout out goes to Leafy or Leafy. I hope I said that right. I don't know how to say your name. I got my name from stories that my mom used to tell me when I was little about a little boy named Boodlyneck. She used to teach me all the lessons like eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, obey your parents, all that kind of stuff. I learned it from Boodlyneck. Thank you, Leafy or Leafy, for watching, commenting, subscribing, and for the Discord boost. That was very cool and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We've got 10 fantastic mods to go over. Let's get to them. Goo is a Forge 116 mod that allows you to distill items into different forms of goo. You can then use this goo to make other items that require the same types of goo. This is sort of a new take on equivalent exchange that I think feels a little more fair. There are currently 19 types of goo. If you hold the manual in your offhand, you can see what goo items are made of. This is both what it costs to make the item and what you get from distilling it. There are 5 types of machines and some bulbs to store your goo. You can use the gooifier to distill items into goo. The crucible can burn some types of goo and convert it into new deteriorated varieties of goo. The mixer obviously mixes goo using various recipes that can be seen in the guide to form new types of goo. You need pumps to move the goo from bulbs into the machines. And last but definitely not least, you need a solidifier to create items out of your goo. Simply right-click the solidifier with the item in your hand to choose the item that will be made. All of the machines can be turned on and off with a redstone signal. This is very important to know with the solidifier because it will keep making whatever item you chose as long as it has the required goo. Carrier is a Fabric 116 mod that allows you to carry chests, entities, and spawners. This is pretty much the carry-on mod, but for the Fabric mod loader. Use Shift and right-click to pick things up. You'll get a slowness effect and increased hunger while you're carrying anything. And simply right-click to put the item or entity back down. Easier Enchanting is a Fabric 116 mod that makes enchanting a much nicer experience. The first change you're likely to notice is that it shows all the enchantments you'll get, not just the primary enchantment. This mod also adds the ability to re-roll the enchantments for the cost of 6 lapis. I love the re-roll option. This way you don't need to make a bunch of stone or wooden tools to roll the unwanted enchants onto. You can adjust the lapis cost in the config file. The only suggestion I would have for this mod is to add the ability to charge levels for the rerolls also. Soul Sand Life is a Forge 110 and 112 mod that adds many new uses for Soul Sand. It adds a new Soul Sand mob that fires Soul Sand at the player. You can tame it with edible Soul Sand, which you get from smelting Soul Sand. It also adds Soul Sand armor and a Soul Sand sword, which are slightly better than diamond. And wow, that was a lot of S's in that one. Spiders 2.0 is a Forge 112 and 116 mod that aims to improve spiders in pretty much every way. Not only does this mod allow spiders to rotate when climbing walls and ceilings, they're also smarter, allowing them to find ways around most obstacles. And if you're playing in 1.12, they've recently added support for Mooblooms, making them even creepier. I've recorded this entire clip with Mooblooms installed, so this is what they'll look like with Mooblooms. Pogfish is a Forge 115 mod that adds the legendary Pogfish to Minecraft. It spawns semi-frequently and it's a decent source of food. The only issue I've seen is while I was following this river looking for spawns, a group spawned on this hill. I'm sure this is probably just a river biome issue, but the developer may want to look into it. While it is a very simple mod, overall, it's a pretty nice mod, and if you want a little more memeage in your Minecraft, this might be the mod for you. Megane is a Fabric 116 plugin for Hwyla that adds a few more useful tooltips. I guess first I should note Huayla is the box up at the top in the middle that shows what you're looking at. With this mod installed, it shows the contents of inventory blocks, like chests, shulker boxes, barrels, and furnaces. It also shows the energy and liquid information of blocks. Currently, it has support for Tech Reborn, Industrial Revolution, and Astromine. Reeves's Furniture mod is a Forge 114 and 115 mod that adds over 300 items to the game, and it's still being actively developed and added to. This mod is absolutely massive and has a ton of blocks that I haven't seen in many other mods. I love that they have taken the time to add all the small touches, all of the little decorating items that really make a build look finished. A lot of the items in this mod are actually functional too. There's a safe where you can actually set a code that you need to know to get into it. Any of the items that seem like they should be storage are actually storage. You can rotate the chairs by 45 degrees, which is very awesome. They've added new doors, plants, and pathways, new windows, window shades, and doorbells. They've even added door mats. There are loads and loads of outdoor decoration items, from sandboxes to hammocks and benches. They've added plastic outdoor furniture, even stacks of pallets. There's a pretty good selection of road barriers and traffic cones. They've got hedges that behave like fences. I personally like these decorative hedges here a lot with the white brick underneath. And now we're getting into more of the commercial area with commercial shelves, commercial refrigerators, and there's even 2 different versions of cash registers. Banner Additions is a Forge 115 and 116 mod that adds more banner patterns to Minecraft. It adds a few patterns to the loom by default, and you can craft a couple more. With this mod installed, you can also create your own patterns using data and resource packs. The developer put a link to a very easy to follow tutorial if that's something you'd be interested in. I created this simple Budley neck pattern using their tutorial. They've also added an animated banner pattern that can go from one color to another immediately or slowly fade between colors. The custom banners also work in shields, even the animated ones, which I think is very, very cool. For those of you who are upset the Moobloom didn't win the vote, the modding community has you covered. Mooblooms is a Fabric 114, 115, and 116 mod that adds quite a few flowering cows and chickens to Minecraft. In total, there are currently 10 overworld variants and 5 nether variants to liven up your worlds. These mobs have a chance of spawning their corresponding flower, plant, or mushroom as they wander around. You can also shear them to get their drops and turn them into normal cows and chickens. That is all the time we have for this episode. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Keep playing, keep having fun. We will see you guys next time.